What's going on, guys? This is gonna be my first kind of like fixing video. This is gonna be a little series that I'm gonna do until I get everything fixed, is clearing every single check engine light that's on my car. I got one for my thermostat. I know I got one for my ABS. The ABS wires that go into the wheel hubs, those are all bad. And a couple other small things. But two of those issues is my throttle position sensor, my mass airflow sensor. The reason I'm doing these two first is because the car has been having really bad low end like bogs. It's just painfully slow. So the first thing that actually has something to do with like air and fuel is going to be my mass airflow sensor. This is super easy. It's 2 bolts and it's a 2, 4, 5 pin plug. So 2 bolts and a 5-pin plug. I have a custom intake, so it's gonna be a little different for me than versus you guys. The throttle position sensor, on the other hand, is gonna be easier, but this has to be calibrated. I'm pretty much just going to try to put it in the same exact spot that my OEM one's already done in. Quick review, this is a Duralast from AutoZone, a Duralast mass airflow sensor, and a Duralast throttle position sensor. I'm only going with these because OEM is way too expensive. OEM can sometimes be hard to get my hands on, so I just went with Duralast. Nothing crazy aftermarket, but also OE spec. So we're gonna start with the first and really easy one to do, which is gonna be the mass airflow sensor. What you're going to need for this is going to be a 9/32 Allen key. Let me double check that. 964. This is a 964 Allen key. I'm gonna kind of rig this up to make this fit in my 7mm socket, just like that. It's not tight at all, but that's okay. Actually, let's fix that real quick. Go in the Mighty Toolbox, 1/4 inch, perfect. I'm only doing this because I don't have an actual socket for this to fit snugly into, but the 1/4 inch fits nice and tight. We're going to tackle the mass airflow sensor first. So let's go pull the old one out. All right, so we're gonna start by getting this off. We're going to grab my Allen key that I have right here. And I'm gonna try not to get my big old head in the way. So we're gonna start by taking this top bolt off here. These bolts should not be tight at all. If they are tight, just make sure that the housing that this is coming out of is not stripped. They're also not very long. I mean, there's the bolt right there. Get this bottom one real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Got the other bolts out. This should come out very easy, just like that. Take off the plug, and there's the old mass airflow sensor. We're going to toss this one in the trash. I missed. And now we're gonna grab our new one. So we are going to grab our plug this in, carefully set it down into the little hole that it comes out of. I'm gonna start this with my hand so I don't strip these little bolts, because it's not that they're flimsy, it's just that they're flimsy. Sure. All right, now that they're both started, I'm gonna run them in with my hands. Now, like I said, these do not have to be tight whatsoever. So, just gonna stick my ratchet down in here. You probably don't even need a ratchet for this. That is it. Make sure they're snug. I mean, these don't need Loctite or anything. It's not like they're gonna be coming off. Like I said, it's a super easy job. Next is going to be tackling the throttle position sensor, which is right here. That's kind of gonna be annoying because, like I said, it has to come out a certain way and go in a certain way. So let's get the tripod set up and start tackling that one. Now that I got you guys set up in a halfway decent position, this is the throttle position sensor. So like I said, we're going to try to take this one out and put this one in like the best and the most closest spot, because if you don't, I am gonna have to calibrate it. I will check the calibration just to kind of like make sure that it is, you know, really close, because I know you need a meter and you have to poke 2 wires and get the correct ohms and resistance and all that good stuff. So let's grab a Phillips head screwdriver and quickly bust these screws loose. All right, so all you really need for this job is a Phillips head screwdriver and some patience, because we're gonna take this top screw loose, not all the way, and then there's a screw under here that is gonna be literally directly under the throttle position sensor. I'll show you guys real quick. Right under there. It's kind of difficult to see, but you can definitely see it up under there. If you have a painted valve cover like I do right here, I'd advise you putting something between the two so we don't mess the screw up. But since I don't really care that much, I'm not going to. One thing I'm going to say to make this a little bit easier, because this isn't the first throttle position sensor I've done on a GE, is stick a long 1/4 inch extension under the throttle body and press up on it very carefully. You don't want to rip this O-ring right here, or this the conversion plate between the throttle body and the intake. So we're just going to pry up on this very carefully, just enough to get this in there straight. This one's going to be a pain in the butt because the screw is already kind of stripped. So hopefully I don't need to run to the store and get another screw. All right, I'm going to try to grab a smaller screwdriver than this because it's not that it's big. It's just I think a smaller one might help. All right, I got another screwdriver. Give this try. Let's give this another try. There we go. All right, I busted it loose. Keep that long extension nearby because I am going to need it again. I recommend grabbing a magnet for this part, or at least have a magnetic screwdriver because that will help quite a bit. Let me find my magnet real quick. All right, so I got my stick magnet. This is going to help me not drop this little screw because it is little, it is light, and it will go flying, and it will go flying far. So we're just going to very carefully remove this screw, and bada bing, bada boom, we got it out. I'm going to get this other one. That is a lot easier to get to. Put that one down there. We got our throttle position sensor out. We're going to unplug the plug, and just like that, OEM throttle position sensor in the garbage. I made it that time. So when doing the throttle position sensor on this car, it can be finicky, it can be annoying, and you could lose motivation really quick. So we're gonna move the plug out of the way. You need to make sure that this goes in the right way. So what I always tell everybody, because like I said, I've done this a couple times on GEs because of the stupid electronic throttle control system intelligence. We're going to put it in there facing down and then pick up on it just like that. So the reason I'm saying do it like that is because this twists a certain way. So the back side of this twists a certain way, and you want to make sure that you grab this part of the throttle body where it is on the throttle position sensor. So we're going to face it down and then slowly move it up till about right there. Now what I'm gonna do, because one of these screws are already partially stripped, is I'm gonna take the more stripped one and put it on top, because that one's gonna be a little easier to get to. Don't tighten these screws all the way because I do want to kind of adjust it a hair. Ow, it's hot. Adjust it a hair to make sure that we get it at least as close as possible to where we need it. Quick trick, if you do not have a magnetic, I just dropped the screw. Never mind, found it. If you don't have a magnetic screwdriver, what you could always do is take a magnet and just tap it against the magnetic part of the magnet a couple times. So I forgot to demonstrate the fact that this screwdriver isn't magnetic. So yeah, here you go. It is not magnetic. Put that right there. It is not magnetic, so we're gonna tap it on this a couple times. Just keep trying it until it actually like magnetizes the surface. The stronger the magnet, the easier. So I'm gonna go grab a stronger magnet. I'm back. All right, I got a much stronger magnet now. This magnet's very strong. So just gonna tap this on here a couple times, and look at that. It's magnetic. It's hard to see on camera, but it is holding the screw. Now, the more you do this, the kind of more magnetism that it's gonna get. So just do this a couple times. Now, this is kind of like almost needed when putting this bottom screw in on this throttle position sensor, because what you could do is throw it on there just like that without having to worry about it falling off. Pry up the throttle body, get it started, and just like that, remember to keep it a little loose. All right, the new throttle position sensor is in. Remember, we are going to have to calibrate this. So I'm going to quickly look up, because I can't remember off the top of my head what wires to poke. I'm gonna quickly look up which wires to poke, and I will get right back to you guys. I'm back, and I kind of got a general idea of what needs to happen here. So I am on the MyIS forum focus. All right, so what we are aiming for is we are going to ping the VTA, which is the white and red wire, which is going to be the second wire down from the top. And then we're going to use the brown as ground. This is the most important setting to get, so this is the one we're going to shoot for. And we're going to shoot for 0.65 VDC, and I will show you how to set that up on my voltmeter really quick. All right, so we are going to want to be on volt DC on your meter. You got your 2 prongs, you got your power, and you got your ground. I'm going to go quickly switch the car in the on position. Let's actually go ahead and plug this in first. So I'm gonna put it about I'm gonna tighten the top screw only, but I'm gonna put it about roughly where it was before, which was about somewhere in that area. I'm gonna go turn the car in the on position and check what it is at now. Now that the car is in the on position, we are going to take our red pokey thing and we're going to poke this wire. These wires are oh, I bumped my camera. These wires are very small, so this is gonna be a little difficult to do. Oh, it wasn't even plugged in all the way. Whoopsies. Make sure. All right, now that it's plugged in all the way, since I didn't plug it in all the way, I'm gonna turn the car off and then back in the on position and adjust my camera. All right, now that I kind of messed everything up or fixed everything, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna put the voltmeter right here. Oh, copyrighted music. All right, after my GoPro saying it got too hot and then throwing it in the refrigerator for about 45 seconds, now it's time to check. I didn't do anything off camera, so we are going to quickly check. Remember, red power to the orange/red and white wire. I'm gonna poke that one. And then we are going to poke ground. Make sure you got a pretty decent poke so you get the most accurate reading. These are small wires, so be a little careful if you can. All right, there we go. We are at 0.51 and we are aiming for 0.65. So we're pretty close, but we can always get closer. So what we are going to do is loosen this top screw and then lift it up just a little bit. Go turn the key off and then back in the on position. All right, now that we did that, we are going to once again poke the wires. Let me put this in an area where you can kind of see it. So I'm going to poke red and brown. 0.53. All right, we are getting closer, but still about 0.1 volt off. So we're gonna lift it up quite a bit till about there. Just tighten that back up. Turn the car off and then back in the on position. My vintage meter, that actually works really well. 0.650. Bingo, so we are actually really close. There you go. So that is pretty much how it's done. It's a really simple job, but it can be tedious and can take some time. Now that that's adjusted perfectly, we're going to clean up my mess. That makes the throttle position sensor and the mass airflow sensor done. We're going to quickly clean up, and yeah, that'll pretty much be it. All right, that fixes 2 of the codes that I had on this car. I will put the codes somewhere on screen of what the code was, so you can kind of point you in a general direction of when you guys get this code. One of them was the intake air temperature sensor, which these cars don't have one. They're built into the mass airflow sensor. So when you get that code, it's the mass airflow sensor. And I can't remember, it was like throttle position, sensor circuit, something. That is the throttle position sensor. So this car has a couple different throttle garbages. You got the accelerator pedal position sensor, which is in the back, the pedal position sensor, and the what everybody calls the IAC, or just I call it the throttle body motor, which is this big black thing. Don't take that out of context. But yeah, so when you get that code, it could be a couple different things. Just do your research, run the code in Google, and it'll pretty much give you exactly what you need. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have a little bit some better videos coming up. Like I said, I got a code for my ABS, entailed taking the whole car off the ground and taking the wheels off and all that good stuff. And my thermostat, which isn't impossible on this car, but it's gonna make for a good video. And then I got a couple other codes, but this is gonna be part 1 of clearing my check engine lights on my 23-year-old? Yeah, 23-year-old IS300. It's got like 212,000 miles, 213,000. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, please drop a like and subscribe and leave a little comment down under this video of what you guys want to see next. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you later. See ya.